Good afternoon. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and welcome to Spotlight on Business. Today, the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce, uniquely Urbandale. And my co-host is Janice Wissanan, and she is the marketing manager as well as the membership director of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. And a lot of people know Tiffany, your boss.
Yes, they do.
She's been there 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah, and she's really built an incredible Chamber of Commerce. Urbandale is a good-sized community, but you have over 700 members.
We do.
And so you don't get 700 members out of a suburb of Des Moines unless there are a lot of businesses that are in a lot of other communities also that want to be a part of your chamber. I am a member of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. I have been on and off all the time in the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce whenever I've had a business there. Well, now I don't have a business there, but we're members ourselves because of the connections, the networking, the people, not the buildings. You always hear me say it, let's do business with people and not places. And the following young lady I'm going to introduce you to, Shelly Thompson, man, she's got it going. She's one of those people that she's not in Urbandale, but she is. She's not in Johnston, but she is. She's not in Pella, but she is. Because she's got a publication called The Notebook Cafe. And I'm going to hold this up. And Ryan, if you can just kind of push in on that a little bit and show that. That's the cover of this month's edition of The Notebook Cafe. And anytime in the middle, it has interesting stories about faith and values. It has features on local businesses, maybe yours next time. It also has some recommended businesses. Thank you, Ryan. It also has some recommended businesses that you might want to choose to do business with. It also has Bible verses and then stories and just some really neat stuff. Some really neat stuff. Cafe coaching, leadership development. Where's your focus? Who's this guy, Dennis McAtee?
Yes. He is a well-known national author, and he does the leadership development. He was nice enough to contribute a column. He used to do a ministry for approximately 10 years outside of the country, and he felt those things really benefited, but they would also benefit businesses as well. So about 10 years ago, he started the leadership development team and started going into corporations with those same biblical principles to help businesses kind of reach the same goals.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you can check them out. There's many different ways to find them. You can go to thenotebookcafe.com. That's simple. Also on Facebook, The Notebook Cafe. And you can check out Shelly and the Notebook and The Notebook Cafe and all the things she's doing. But let's learn a little about you. Where are you from?
I grew up in Des Moines over in Highland Park.
Okay.
And attended North High School.
Okay.
And just have always been in Des Moines, like the community, and very familiar with downtown. I've lived downtown for a while, so no, and I've really loved Urbandale. Being part of the chamber has been an exceptional experience. I just joined in February, so I'm a new member. I feel like they've really partnered alongside me to make the business known to other businesses in Urbandale that it's there and available. So it's been a very good experience, but I love Des Moines and Urbandale. And
this is your hometown.
It is.
If you weren't publishing a faith-based magazine in your hometown, what would you be doing?
Writing books.
Okay.
Which is my next venture. I actually have a book that it's going to be published and will be available hopefully by June.
Okay.
It's a faith-based book that I co-authored with a woman who passed away from cancer.
Okay.
It's called Entwined. And
now, would that mean you're the ghostwriter?
No. What it is, it's collectively our journals.
Okay.
It deals with just different points of our lives that we were at. It's a very interesting read, but like I say, it'll be out in probably June, available to purchase.
That's an intertwined?
It's called Entwined.
Entwined.
You know, we're all entwined with Christ, and we're entwined as believers, and our stories are very entwined, and it's interesting. We never actually met, but we co-authored the book of our journals, and it really is a thing that God brought together and has overseen it.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So so you're a reader, I take it.
Love to read.
And who's your favorite author?
Well, I'm kind of an old soul, so I like reading a lot of Charles Spurgeon, who was in 1874.
Yep.
E.M. Bounds, one of my favorite books is his book on spiritual warfare. David Jeremiah. I have a new author that I really love. Unfortunately, she also has passed away. Kara Tippett, which does the Mundane Faithfulness blog.
Okay.
And she has a book out called The Hardest Peace. And it's really her journey of dying with Jesus being at her side. And she has 4 small children. So, but that's part of the reason I wanted to do the Notebook Cafe. I think if people can have that encouragement and know that Christ is there at all times, even in the mundane times, when they have hard times, it's going to be a lot easier for them to reach out and make those situations easier.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Shelley. An hour. You could spend an hour with anyone living or dead. Who would it be?
My grandma.
Your grandma. Has she passed away?
She has.
What did you learn from her?
I really, my whole family has always been a very faith-filled family. I think that's been part of the legacy that's always been passed down. Not perfect, but always, very faithful. But my grandmother, she was just always, without words, you knew that she believed in Jesus, but she wasn't afraid to talk about it, but you didn't have to have her talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it's St. Francis of Assisi that said, spread the gospel, and when necessary, use words. And
Yep.
that was my grandmother. I wrote a story about my grandmother, and it's called The Silhouette, because when my grandparents just lived 4 houses away from us when I grew up. And she took us to the library, always read us stories, very integrated part of our family. But I remember when I was as a high schooler, when I would come down our street, we lived over on 5th Street, not too far from Riverview. I could always, in the window, when I would come home at 10 o'clock, 10:30, whatever, I could see my grandmother in the window, just the silhouette of her, because her books and all of her Bible and all of her books were there beside her, and I could always still see her at night at 10 o'clock or so inside that window behind the curtain reading her Bible.
Wow. What a wonderful faith story. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
And thanks for creating the Notebook Cafe.
Thank you.
And I wish you great amounts of success.
Thank you.
Another proud member, another humbled member of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. And she is Shelley Thompson, and it is the Notebook Cafe. Check it out at thenotebookcafe.com. So we head over to Janice Wissenand, who on Tuesdays. Now, let me tell you the truth here. The event starts at 9 a.m., but you remember the old commercial for Dunkin' Donuts when the guy with the little mustache and balding, and he's in the donut shop like early in the morning, and what are you doing? I'm making donuts. She's doing that with coffee. Janice comes in. Jose brings this little bag of freshly picked coffee, and then Janice grinds them down by hand, okay, just like Lucy did on making the wine in the vat. She grinds the coffee down, and then she herself boils the water. Well, she collects the water. She has like a broom handle with 2 buckets on both sides, and she goes down to, it can't be the Des Moines River given the current condition there. So she goes over to the car wash and acts like she's a car, and she goes through, and the buckets get filled with water, and she goes back and boils them by breaking stones together and creating fire with wood, and then she makes the greatest coffee in the world. And that's what it's all about on Tuesday mornings at the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce.
You bet.
See, I knew exactly what
Absolutely.
you're doing. You be safe out there at night with Juan. All right, we thank you for being here. We thank you for doing business with people and not places. And those are the members of Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. I'm J. Michael McCoy for Spotlight on Business and the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. I'll see you next time here, uniquely Urbandale.